Welcome back to another Enrichment Activities for Animals crafting section. So today we're going to be making two different types of snakes. The first is a paper chain snake, and then we're also going to make a snake out of a toilet paper tube. So before we start any crafting projects, we want to make sure we've washed our hands, and please bear in mind that you should be using non-toxic glues, non-toxic marker pens and so on if you intend to make these for your pets or for our animals at the zoo. So the first snake is simply a paper chain snake, and I've got a head start on this one. And basically I've just taken some construction paper and cut it into strips. Now you can choose any colours you want and really any size strips that you want. But once you have your strips cut out, you need to secure it with non-toxic glue. And as I mentioned, you sometimes see examples of these where they're stapled, or people use other some metal clips and things to hold them together. We can't do that for our animals. We never want to be using any sharp metal objects. So for ours, we always glue everything together using non-toxic glue. And simply you make your chain as long as you want. Your snake can be as long as you would like it to be and whatever colour you would like it to be. So I have a pretty long snake here. Now to finish him off and make him look more like a snake than just a paper chain, I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to find the end, and I'm going to make him a tail. And I'm just going to point the tail, make it roughly the same width, and make him a bit of a pointed tail, and then simply glue that on to the end piece so that it has a pointed tail. Then at the other end, of course, we need to make it a head. So for that, again, construction paper, and we want to draw on a shape. Now I've chosen this shape that I've already drawn on, and then I need to cut this out and make him a face. But basically this is his head shape, and you can judge the size based on how big you've made your chain or the width of your strips. So that's his head shape, and that's going to glue onto there. I also want to give him some eyes, and I already cut out some circles. I've chosen green for his eyes, and I actually just used the lid of my glue stick as a guide for a rough size. And then with a non-toxic marker pen, I'm going to draw on some eye slits, a little nose area. And then the last thing I want to do, I've just got a scrap of paper. I'm just going to make him a forked tongue. And I just freehand these. You can draw it out if you wish before you cut it out, but I'm just going to guesstimate how this is going to look, and then simply glue that on. Go underneath. So I have the shape, my face, head of the snake, and then the very last thing to do is to glue it on to the end so that we have our head, a long body, and at the other end is the tail. And that is a very simple snake to make. We could spray that with perfume. We could drape this throughout the habitats for the animals. As you can hear, it makes noise. Many of our animals would enjoy manipulating this item, and you could do this at home for any of your pets. And if you want to do it for our animals, please make sure that you use only non-toxic products and no staples or anything like that. So that's the first type of snake we're going to do, a paper chain snake. The next one is the toilet paper tube snake, and I did one earlier. And so the way that we want to do this, now I've already pre-painted a toilet paper tube. This time I chose green. On this one I actually painted it afterwards. I don't, you know, it's really going to be your choice as to how you do it. But basically how you start is you pick a part along the tube and you just start cutting, and make sure you try to stick to a fairly even width, and as you come back again you'll see how it goes, and you just follow along, cut carefully around, so that as you go round and round the tube you're following a pretty rough, a similar diameter for a width for your snake's body, and you just keep doing that all the way towards the other end of your tube. Don't go too fast or you might cut through. And I'm coming up towards the end of my tube, so then the only other thing I need to think about is a head for the snake. So as I come up I'm going to just edge out, and I'm going to add in the a forked tongue if I can. I'm just going to cut that off. Add in a little forked tongue and round out the head there. So that you have a basic head shape. Now I might want to make his head a little bit more obvious there, like so. And there basically I have my coiled snake. Now if you want to decorate it further, and again remember I had painted this earlier with non-toxic paint, and I have some non-toxic paints here, and I think I'm just going to add on a few little dots of yellow throughout his body. And this is essentially how I painted the first one that's sitting here with stripes. I just held the snake up and went through the body and added the colours to it. You could do it either way. You can paint ahead of time or you can paint afterwards. It will work either way. So I'm just going to make mine a yellow spotted green tree snake. Don't know if there is such a snake, but that's what mine's going to be. And I'm going to give his tail a yellowish tip, and also the tongue at the other end. I'm going to paint that. And then finally I'm just going to, in this case with my non-toxic marker pen, draw on some eyes and the little nose dots, and there we have a snake made out of a toilet paper tube. And again, we could wind this around the branches or just set it into a habitat and see what our animals make of it. We could potentially spray it with some kind of perfume or scent so that it has an olfactory smell to it, and also it's visually appealing, particularly say this one with the red and yellow and black. But you can make them any colour you want, and make them for your pets or for our animals at the zoo. And we do have snakes, and they could potentially get something like this. Todd, our fox snake, would probably enjoy investigating what we have here. So we hope that you'll join us and make some paper chain and toilet paper tube snakes, either for your animals or for our animals at the zoo. And please remember to wash your hands before you start any project, and also please make sure you use non-toxic paint and non-toxic marker pens and non-toxic glue. So no staples, no tape, anything like that in these projects. So thanks for watching.